Hi, I'm Atalay Atasu, Assistant Professor of Operations Management at Georgia Tech. I am an engineer by background. I had my PhD in Operations Management at INSEAD in 2007, and since 2007 I've been teaching as an assistant prof at Georgia Tech. Well, I work in one of the fundamental areas of operations management. We could frame it as supply chain management, which is actually related to the course I'm teaching. But my real focus is on sustainable operations management, in which I look at environmental issues and how they can be factored into managerial decision making, particularly in the operations context. I've done a lot of research on that as well since my PhD at INSEAD. Georgia Tech is known to be a solid operational training place, and if students are interested in operation, they are going to be finding a variety of different operations management courses over here. And when people think about operations, even in an MBA program, they think of it as an engineering-like problem setting, right? Engineering-like decision-making framework. But it's not necessarily the case. What we, as the operations group in the MBA program, try to do is to teach students how to strategize using operational mechanisms, right? And in particular, we try to teach students how they'll actually align their operational systems with the overall strategy of the companies as well, right? That's a unique skill that actually a lot of companies are looking for, or should be looking for. The course is titled Supply Chain Modeling. So the name modeling might sound a bit technical in nature, but it's not necessarily the case. The course is more about dealing with uncertainty. So take any managerial decision you make. Before seeing what the demand is, what are you going to do about it, and how can you use operational mechanisms to deal with the uncertainty in the best way possible. So we investigate several different trade-offs in this context, particularly using inventory, capacity, or time management as mechanisms to cope with the uncertainty. The course is targeted at being a hands-on experience, so students do a lot of the modeling or a lot of the exercises themselves anyway, and the project is targeted at finding a question that actually they can use the methods they learned or the ideas that they have developed during the course and implement it in a real-life situation. Well, students will realize, the effect of uncertainty in managerial decision making, but not only in the business context, but also in their daily lives, right? So how to deal with uncertainty, what mechanisms we can use to deal with particularly demand uncertainty is the core component of the course that the students will have a takeaway from. The good thing we do about it is, we use a lot of anecdotal evidence or anecdotal stories to frame these problems, not only in the case context, but also in the daily life context as well. So when they leave the class, they will remember the basic trade-offs in dealing with uncertainty and the mechanisms they can use to cope with that. A manager should be able to think strategically when making decisions, no matter if you're in finance, in operations, in marketing, whatever it is. And in our operations program, we try to focus on giving students that strategic notion, understanding how operational decision making translates into strategic decision making and to overall company growth or profitability. So if you have a Georgia Tech student with an operations focus, you will be getting that. If you want to know what's fun and interesting in this course, just ask your peers about the cockroach and the Leatherman. That should give you an idea.